All right, what is up, YouTube? It's Papa Renzulli here with another video. Today, I'm coming at you with another review. So this is gonna actually be, um, it's gonna be, no, I'll just stick with one. So it's gonna be one movie review, okay? And then I'm gonna give you previews for two more movie reviews that I'm gonna be making. So I'm gonna start with the previews. So I'm gonna be making a video for all three Fear Streets. I don't know if I'm gonna do those individually or if I'm gonna do them all together and make like a really long video. But I think Fear Street was one of my favorite films that I've watched recently. It was really good. It's actually 3 parts. I recommend it 10 out of 10. Now, another one is going to be it's called Drive Through. So a lot of these movies that I'm going to be reviewing either are coming from Prime Video. Now it will include Shudder and Netflix. Shudder is I'm just going to advertise them here. I'm not being paid by them or sponsored by them, but it's basically a streaming service that has all your favorite horror movies and many more. That's honestly where I find half of these movies. I just like, I'll like go through Prime Video, whatever, and I'll like see like titles and stuff, and I just kind of go along with it. So the first movie I watched today, it's called Drive Through. It was all right. There's not a whole lot I have to say about it. The movie was just kind of there. It was just kind of for entertainment. I saw right through it. It was pretty freaking. It was entertaining to say the least, right? So I watched that for like an hour or whatever. Basically, just a killer clown killing people, and that was like, aside from that was like the only killer clown movie I like cared to watch, except for Art the Clown. I saw that, and Art the Clown's actually like top tier, one of the scariest motherfuckers. Like, I don't like that movie with Art the Clown. I think there's a short on YouTube, and then there's an actual movie that's he's just terrifying. I don't find clowns scary. I find them just kind of weird. Like, I don't like go, I'm like, oh god, I love clowns, but I'm also not like, oh god, I'm scared of them. They're just, sometimes they can be freaky, But needless to say, the movie was just more funny than scary. But it was a good kind of funny. It wasn't like, haha, this is stupid. It's like Thanksgiving, right? I'm pretty sure I didn't review this, but I watched this freaking forever ago. That movie's just, it's supposedly a horror, but that shit's a comedy, okay? It's a freaking killer turkey killing people on Thanksgiving. Hence the name, Thanksgiving. It's freaking great. And this movie, it's just a clown that, like, he's like a mascot from a drive-thru, and he's just fucking killing people. And there's a lot of tropes that the movie follows that just kind of makes it like, this is funny, this is entertaining. And actually turns out to be pretty freaking good. So, do I recommend it? Yes and no. No, if you're looking for a good horror movie, okay? If you really want to watch a good horror movie, wait for this next review, okay? If you love horror, wait for this next review. This movie, freaking Drive Through, is one of those movies that you're gonna watch. You watch only if you're bored, okay? And I just so happened to be bored, so I watched it. I still recommend it if you're just trying to, like, just having a good time, having some drinks with the boys, just want to laugh. It's good. It's got like it's got some good things that make you laugh. I don't know why this controller is freaking doing that. It's been doing that ever since with this fucking plug up. There it goes. If you're looking for something to laugh at, that's what I recommend it for. If you're looking for a good horror movie, I'm gonna hit pass. So that brings me to my next review, and that's what the bulk of this video is going to be about. Okay, so the movie is called Bloodfest, right? And I am over here. I really love slashers. Like, slashers is like my favorite thing in horror. Okay, I like possessions, whatever. I like creature features, whatever. Those movies are just kind of there, Like, if I'm freaking bored, I'm gonna watch a creature feature, okay? Because it's got grotesque nudity, and that's always a plus. It's an entertainment factor. It's got sometimes really bad CGI. Sometimes it's got really good CGI. The acting is questionable. The story is just shit. That's kind of how creature features go for me. But I still enjoy them because it's like, oh crap, it's a creature killing people. Some of them are good. Like Jaws. That was good. It Follows. I'm gonna put that in a creature feature because it's like a thing, you know. Um, The Thing, also good. But then you got movies like Sharknado and Sharktopus that are just kind of like, what the fuck were you doing? It's clearly made for entertainment, okay? So that's what that's for. Now, on to Fear Street. So I'm scrolling through The Thing, right? I'm looking for movies. I just watched Drive Through, and I'm like, here, I'm gonna turn it this way so you guys can see what I'm looking at. And I'm just like, oh, I want to watch like a good horror movie. So I'm looking through, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. That was Drive Through, and I come on this. Okay, so the picture of it, where is it? It's not letting me go back. So the picture of it's this. So it's four guys. Well, three guys and a female. Looks like. No, it's two females and two guys because the story revolves around this group of friends, right? And so it says fans flock to a festival celebrating the most iconic horror movies, only to discover that their charismatic showman behind the event has a diabolical agenda. As the festival goers start dying off, boom, right there, had me. Okay, so I'm like, okay, cool. So I click on it, and this is a 2018 movie. It's 93 minutes. Let's see. It got 5.1 stars out of 10. It's okay. So the cast is kind of where I go. I don't know who Robbie K is. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean and Once Upon a Time and Fugitive. I saw Stranger Tides like forever ago. I haven't seen Once Upon a Time or Fugitive pieces, so whatever. Jacob Batalon. Okay, so the first time I ever saw this guy was in Spider-Man: Homecoming, and he was in Spider-Man: Far From Home and in Infinity War. Okay, I immediately fell in love with this guy because he's a good actor and he's from a good movie. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna have to mention any of the other actresses because I've never seen them. I don't know who they are. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna watch it. So it starts off. This kid, the main character, and his mom watching a movie. Ends up their stuff happens and it cuts to like present day. Okay, and then there's advertisements for this place called Bloodfest, and it's like a festival, like the cover says, or the description says, honoring horror movies. So it's like, okay, dude, this is gonna be freaking great. I love it already. So his dad's like you can already tell from like the opening, his dad's kind of weird. His dad's like, I hate horror movies. This is stupid. People shouldn't be all happy about it. Right. So there's already this divide between the dad and the son. Cuts to the son at work. He meets the other main character, who's played by Seychelle Gabriel. She quickly becomes one of my favorite characters in the movie, because they work at like a Blockbuster store or whatever, and that already right there is bonus points because Blockbuster was the shit. Okay, if you didn't grow up in a time where Friday nights you got excited to get driven to Blockbuster to like look through the movie selections, pick a random movie, maybe get some candy at the counter, go home, make some popcorn, order a pizza, and watch a movie, you're missing out because that was the best feeling. So they're talking about Fear Street. The main character, the guy's, his wristband was destroyed, so he couldn't go. Ironically, you'll see later on in the movie. I'm not gonna say what happens, but it's like it starts getting crazy from there. So he ends up calling this girl. I don't know if they had like I think he liked her, I think is what it was. Like I think he had a crush on her. And she's an actress and she's working there and she's at this like back gate or whatever. She's really early and then she ends up getting into the park. So everybody gets to the park. They're like, oh, this is freaking dope as hell. So they're walking around, seeing all this stuff. There's like, they meet some like famous actors and the female, the one he has a crush on. I can't remember names, so I'm not going to say names. She's like known for nudity. Okay. Like that's like, she's like a, what's it called? Like a freaking couching or casting couch. She's from a casting couch in the movie. She's like one of those like, she was topless victim number 4, I think is what she said. Which is kind of funny because if you watch a lot of horror movies, there's usually there's a lot of victims or whatever. Some of them end up being topless. That's just kind of a horror trope, whatever. So anyway, they go, they meet up at this like there's like a pavilion, or whatever, and like this guy's like announcing it, and he's like, "Oh, here's this guy. He's the main attraction." Immediately after that, shit gets fucking real. I can't really describe anything else that happens because it's literally just a bunch of fucking death. But there's so many homages to different horror movies that it's just an overdrive of like fucking like epicness. Like you're just like, oh, dude, if you watch all these horror movies, there's freaking references to this, there's references to that, different things that happen, different people they have to face off against, different like characters they meet. It's just, it's freaking great. Okay. Oh, fuck, I just dropped my headset. That's great. Good job. It's something that like is like was like a big like draw to, you know, like a fucking thing that was like pulling me closer to want to watch more of the movie. Like I only stopped the movie twice, and sometimes that's like a record for me because you have to pee or whatever. I didn't have to work like until I don't have to work till later, so didn't have like constant like interruptions. Like this is the first movie where I'm not just like, okay, pause this, like oh god. Like the drive-through, there was a couple kills that I was like, oh fuck, that's a lot. Like I love horror movies, and I love watching the creative ways that people die. But some of them, it's just like, ugh, it's like freaking, it's pretty rough, you know. And oh no, hold on. Okay, I'll just do this later. Not the review, the stuff that I'm doing. I don't know. I can't freaking find what I'm looking for. So I'll just type in here. Let's see. Okay, well, I'm not going to get off sidetrack while I'm freaking working on this. But I really think that this is like a movie that like everybody should watch. That's pretty freaking good, especially if you love horror movies. It's just like there's something about it that you just kind of like, you're like, wow, this is actually really freaking good. Like this is pretty cool, and it's not like a lot of the kills were just kind of, it was all like freaking like normal, like your normal slashers or whatever, but it was well done, and it was pretty freaking, I found myself going like, oh god, I know that, like, oh, that's freaking cool. And that's good for me. Like that's pretty freaking dope. I 100% recommend Bloodfest, especially if you're like a big horror fan. I think that everybody can get like a bit of a kick out of it, and you should definitely check it out. Okay. I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna have some more reviews. I'm gonna try and like actually like edit them. I'm really bad at that. I just kind of post what I do on these live streams. Because I'm like a big YouTuber, but like I like to post like my shit. So I will, like I said, be doing some reviews and watching these movies. I'm about to watch a movie called. It's not. What else going on? Yeah, there's Drive Thru. Drive Thru is a 2007 movie, by the way. So if that says anything about it, you know. I'm gonna be watching Night of the Demons. I have no idea what the fuck this is, but we're about to watch it. So be looking out for that video. Anyway, thank you for checking it out. Hope you all have a good one. Stay safe and stay frightened.